This is Emily. Her title is Dispelling the Myths of Uptalk. Emily.
As many of you know, I work in an oil refinery. When I'm out in the field, I'm around a lot of process equipment and it gets pretty loud. The way to communicate with someone on the other side of the field is not by picking up your cell phone, it's by speaking into a handheld radio. However, hundreds of people are connected to the same radio station at once, and this lends itself to a bit of anonymous mischief sometimes. People who sit near the computer will play a funny video soundbite into the radio or a bit of music. Sometimes this is a great way to lift spirits. I thought nothing of it until one day it turned against me. One time, right after I had finished speaking into the radio, someone played this clip over the radio for everyone to hear. And I quote, "And one time at band camp, we weren't supposed to have pillow fights, but we had a pillow fight, and it was so much fun." I was mortified because they were making fun of me. This is a clip from American Pie. I believe I've honestly never seen the movie. I was mortified because I didn't know how anyone was going to respect me as an engineer if the mere sound of my voice was going to make them think of some ditzy teenager. This type of speaker is an example of someone who uptalks. Uptalking is when you raise the intonation of your voice at the end of a declarative statement, just like you would do when you ask a question. It's the difference between saying, "I have an appointment at 9 o'clock," and "I have an appointment at 9 o'clock." Uptalk has gotten a pretty bad rap. People think that those who use it are timid, or have no self-confidence, or are airheaded valley girls. However, uptalk has been in the media a lot recently, but in a more neutral or even positive light. And because of that, I'm going to take the unpopular position of defending uptalk by going over 3 myths associated with it. Tim doesn't look very happy about that. My first myth. Uptalk only shows that someone is vapid and dumb, and it has no linguistic use. This is false. It's theorized that women started using uptalk because women are more likely to be interrupted while speaking. It's used as a sort of floor holder that says, "I've paused, but I haven't finished speaking yet." This is what's accomplished by raising the intonation at the end of your sentence. It brings tension to show that you're not finished yet. You might notice that people do this when they give directions. I might say, "Turn right on Contra Costa. Keep going straight and you'll reach downtown." My first sentence used uptalk to show that I wasn't finished speaking yet, and my second sentence did not use uptalk to give it a note of finality. Uptalk has also been found to be used in situations where there's a chain of command. When a boss is talking to an employee, using uptalk as a way of saying, "Are you following me on this? Do you understand what I'm saying?" Uptalk does have some uses. My second myth, uptalk is only used by teenage girls from Southern California. Also false. Women are often antagonized for using uptalk, but men use uptalk as well. Studies show that all young speakers from Southern California are uptalkers. This is regardless of gender, it's regardless of race, and regardless of socioeconomic status. Some linguists also believe that uptalk will grow so much that it will eventually just be recognized as a type of regional diction, just like a Southern drawl, even though uptalking is not just confined to the West Coast. My third and final myth, which some of you might agree with, or many people agree with, these young people need to fix their speech right now. Uptalk just drives everyone crazy. This is also false. Uptalk does not drive everyone crazy. recent studies show that uptalk hate is only a generational divide rather than a universal dislike. People under 40 tend not to notice uptalk, and they might even prefer it. I came across a great example of this in an NPR bit that I listened to that discussed uptalk. And it discussed a linguist who had heard a radio ad that used uptalk, and she was just appalled. And so she decided to play it for her students. And I quote, she said, "Oh my God, how can this person be talking like this on the radio?" Then I played it for my students, and I said, "How does she sound?" And they said, "Good."
Visiting hours for adult services are over in 10 minutes. Thank you for your cooperation.
And they said, "Good, authoritative." And that was when I knew that I had a problem, that I was not part of the generation that understood what that style means. There's been a change, and those of us who are bothered by some of these features are probably just getting old. That's what she said, not me. I'd like you to think of someone you know that uptalks. Maybe it's even your family members, or maybe young people that you mentor in the workplace. Next time you hear them speak, I urge you not to cringe and dismiss anything they say. I urge you to open up your mind and your ears to be more accepting of this style of speech. Really listen to what they say, rather than how they say it, before evaluating someone's competency based on something as silly as the inflection at the end of their sentences. Thanks.